Ashley Joyner is a young activist of ACT UP London, a group which is fighting against AIDS, against prejudices, and in general is fighting for human rights. Now has expanded its struggle also about the matter of immigration. And now you have been in Calais.
Yeah, a couple of us went to Calais over New Year, and now we're working on a couple of actions to try and, one, change the way the media is talking about the issue, two, to try and change public opinion, which I think will happen once we change how it's spoken about in the media, and really just try and, in the short term, make it as comfortable for them as possible as we can.
What did you see in Calais?
What I saw there, which I wasn't expecting to see, was a real sense of community. You've got people from all walks of life and very different cultures and countries living together in a very confined and concentrated environment, but actually living simultaneously and thriving in many aspects. The conditions are terrible. I mean, just to give you a sense of scale, I saw a 70-year-old woman and a 5-year-old child in the same camp. And they're literally living in flooded, muddy fields with a piece of tarpaulin and maybe a wooden frame if they're lucky.
They don't have real beds.
No, they don't have real beds, no.
And what about the temperature? Of course, there is no protection for what's the winter outside.
Yeah, the problem is that it's a very open space. At the moment, the French government are planning to bulldoze a third of the camp, so they're about to move elsewhere as well, which means a lot of the structures that have been built to keep them warm are going to be lost. So we're not actually sure on what the conditions are getting worse basically as of this week.
You are also collecting material to help these people.
Yeah, there are huge donations from the UK and all over Europe, really. We spent a couple of days sorting through those donations, trying to build up packs for people. One thing I would say about that is that donations are not just about getting rid of the crap that you don't want. Really think about the things that you're sending through. I mean, these people are cold, so they need coats. They don't need summer vests and hot pant shorts. They need coats and warm socks and things like that.
What could the United Kingdom do to end this crisis?
$1 million question. If you can go over there to volunteer for, even if it's a short amount of time, like a weekend, I would do that. Not just in order to help with sorting through donations, but really what will happen is you'll experience it firsthand. And then when you come back to the UK, the dialogue is coming from a first-hand perspective, and it's those conversations that will happen throughout the communities in the UK that will really change how we go about helping the situation.
And about the chance for these people to get to the UK?
I don't have the answer to that.
What do you think?
I don't think it's as simple as saying let's open the borders. I think Germany's doing a great example in many ways. I mean, it's flawed in some aspects, but in many ways, they're bringing in. They've agreed to take in 1 million people, and what they're doing is they're training up these people, and in a way, using them to build the German economy, putting them into the workplace. I mean, Germany has an aging population, so it's in need of that. But they've identified a need that they need, and they're putting it to use.
Alex Craddock, ACT UP London, you have been in Calais. What did you see?
In Calais, there's an extremely dire situation. There's currently 8,000 refugees and migrants living there in inhumane conditions. There is currently no solution to the problem on the horizon. The various problems which are causing this crisis are not looking like they're going to end anytime soon. The British and French governments are not doing anything constructive to help with the crisis either.
Let's try to explain what you see.
There are thousands of people living in makeshift shelters in extremely dirty conditions. Sanitation is not at a humane level. People have no possessions. They are in a complete state of desperation. They're separated from their families.
Children?
Yes, there are many women and children there. The camp is majority men, because men often go ahead of the rest of their family to try and maybe get a job or make a better life in a Western country, and then to then send money back to the family and to help them come across after they've sort of scouted the route, as it were.
ACT UP has the purpose to fight HIV and all the problems related. Why did you feel the need to, why did you feel the sensitivity for this problem of migration?
ACT UP respect massively the fight of everyone who is suffering from oppression, in the same way that people with HIV experienced oppression on a daily basis. Refugees experience oppression on a daily basis, and therefore we must fight their battles as they will fight our battles for us.